Hey guys, so this is a new, not new what if, this is part 3 to What If Deku was in Young Justice. Now, guys, you should probably know my uploaded period. After this video, I'm gonna be uploading a little bit more of stop motions. I'm probably gonna upload stop motion at least once a week, or a comedy video twice a week. But yeah, so basically, this is part 3 of What If Benton was in Young Justice, and it's on season 2. So basically, for pretty much what was it, for the events of basically what should we call it? So for the whole entire rest of for like a limited time, I'm only gonna be doing Young Justice What Ifs. So now or never will be the right time for you guys to go in the comments and request any, and I mean any type of Young Justice What If. Please, guys, I'm begging you to actually go in the comments, please. And I'll shout you out. I'll literally shout you out. If you have a YouTube channel, I'll shout you out. And basically, or TikTok maybe. So basically, I want you guys to just go down in the comments and type what Young Justice What If you want to see in particular. And you can also give me some sort of line or basis or story you want me to go off of for the character to be in there. Or a what if about a certain Young Justice video, a certain Young Justice character leading up to doing a different path than he was originally supposed to take, or something like that. So basically, this is What If. Let's continue with the What If, and blah blah blah. This picture is in canon. Ben still has the normal Omnitrix, the prototype, the first one, with just the Omnitrix looking like the smartwatch one. Also, him having the same list of aliens from Alien Force and from the original series. Also, him. Last time, Ben basically going towards, after episode 5, we skipped episode 6 because I told you guys that last part 2, near the end of part 2, or the end of part 2, moving on to episode 7. So let's start. So guys, we start off the episode with Wally, and basically, we start the story with Wally West, with Artemis Artemis being called in for a mission, pretty much her having a talk with Wally saying we're trying to leave this life behind. Basically, we can switch back to Mount Justice, March 19th, 1142. So basically, we get back to Mount Justice, and basically Nightwing explains to the rest of the team about the mission, but also Ben actually being with them this time. Basically, Nightwing calling him Ben because he think his, set of skills would be very needed in this type of mission. So basically, he tells them about the whole entire Impulse and Speedy situation and tell them all the same. Artemis shows up, pretty much being opened with welcome arms with Megan. Pretty much, they get told about the mission about Mars's new communication tower, and pretty much to safeguard it. And pretty much everybody is pretty much, ready for the mission. Now, Began looks at Ben, pretty much giving him more or less a look. Not really a look, of you know what you're doing, right? Pretty much Ben being the youngest one in this team, or in this group, that's the mission. And he goes on about how this mission has to be safeguarded because it's some people that hate the idea of aliens so much they might want to scrub this operation. Basically, Ben having a sad impression on his face, looking at the Omnitrix, and also Megan having the same expression too. But Artemis saying that's why people like me are here, because most humans aren't, biased towards aliens. Basically, Ben smirking and pretty much began patting him on the back and saying, "Well, let's begin, old chum." Ben being kind of confused, but also just being up for the mission, because this will be a breeze with Ben's set of skills. Pretty much, somebody asked, "Why is Nightwing going to the mission?" Nightwing saying, I need a little bit of action running this team." So we switch back to Cape Central, basically March 9th, 2059. Basically, Godfrey does his whole entire stupid talk about aliens and how they aren't very good. Pretty much, Lois being kind of irritated by this. Martian Manhunter steps into this situation, telling his side of the whole entire, thing about how this can help humanity humanity against threats that Mars can help with. Now, Martian Manhunter flies off, but Martian Manhunter all along being Megan and Superman stepping in from the clouds, acting like, um, Kyle, no, Superboy acting like Superman. Pretty much them trying to fake the illusion that the Justice League are still here, not letting the enemies know that the Justice League is so short-staffed. Now, they get back up to the Martian ship, where now you can switch back towards the launching area where the tower is. Nightwing, McGann, and Ben are standing watch with binoculars from afar around the tower. No, in the tower. Around the tower, I don't know. So basically, Nightwing tells McGann to stay where he is after McGann asks to be with, Megan on the mission. But basically, him saying that your defense on the ocean, or defense on land and in the sky with Megan and Superboy. So we're pretty stacked. If anything tries to do anything. McGann also asks why Ben isn't down there. He has multiple, water aliens that can help me. Pretty much, Nightwing saying it's more probable that somebody attacks from the land or from the sky more than the ocean. But most likely, somebody will attack from the ocean, so we need you down there. And if anything goes bad, Ben can get down there pretty quickly to help you out if anything goes south. Ben also saying, yeah, Lagoon Boy, don't be so, scared down there. Lagoon Boy saying, I'm not scared, Ben. Pretty much Ben chuckling at how, Lagoon Boy got so angry by that. So, after the comms are cut off, pretty much McGann talks to himself saying, I'm dunked on, and pretty much sat as the water guy again and again. Him talking to himself the same. After Lagoon Boy swims off to check the rest of the perimeter, more ships underwater, or basically submarines, starts floating in or swimming towards the area. A water tank is pretty much dropped off at the bottom of the ocean or near the ocean area where Lagoon Boy is pretty much guarding basically the tank or the area of the submarine being dropped off there. And the thing that was holding the submarine being some sort of airship underwater, it flying off. Multiple of pretty much Black Manta's men jumping out or swimming out of these ships. The ship pretty much sets up a missile launch on the tower. Nightwing and McGann, after we switch off from the submarine, pretty much they start talking. So basically, Ben watches them talking, but basically Ben actually asks a question with Artemis saying, so why did you get out of the hero business? Basically, Nightwing saying you should have seen the news or one of the team members should have told you. Now, basically, Ben being confused, but also just, going with it, saying that when I was younger, Gwen quitted being part of the, team we were on. Basically, Ben not giving away the whole entire, the Plumbers Academy and everything. Basically, the Plumbers actually on another comm with Ben. Basically, Ben actually talking to them by telepathic spell or some sort of thing that Gwen did. So basically, Gwen being able to talk back and forth with Ben, and Ben being able to talk back and forth with her through mind or telepathic link that Megan can't hear. So basically, Ben has this thing over precision. Basically, the Plumbers Academy having multiple towers that are pretty much different from the Mars towers. Them not really needing to go over the whole entire Mars mission. Basically, Ben telling them that this whole entire thing is under, our transaction or our, mission, because this might go south if somebody tries to, save us, and you might give away the area or like the whole entire secret about, Plumbers Academy. So basically, Ben just asking and saying that, well, Gwen one day stop becoming a hero. because she lost her power for a short amount of time. And she thought she was nothing without it. But when she found out the true power lied inside, she fought harder. And eventually she got her powers back and, well, she started becoming a hero again. Artemis says, yeah, but where is she now? So basically, Ben says, somewhere else. I don't know where she is anymore. So basically, disconnecting the link with Gwen, basically them going back to, well, just looking around, seeking. We get switched to Superboy and Martian Girl, or Megan, pretty much them having the same type of conversation. Pretty much, Superboy just argues, and I mean, like, gets in an altercation with Martian Girl, or Megan, pretty much telling her that you're acting just like Simon. Her pretty much, Martian, pretty much Superboy explained to her, about how he broke up with her because you're abusing your psychic abilities and leaving the people that you pry into the minds of with catatonic states and destroying their psyches, and you're no better than Simon. Basically, Superboy and Martian Girl, or Megan, when they were stopping their argument, pretty much Lagoon Boy says that it's, bad guys and coming down the ocean floor. Basically, Nightwing tells Ben to check it out with Lagoon Boy, and basically Ben flies off with Jet Ray flying down to the ocean, turning into Ripjaws. Pretty much, what was it? Ripjaws flies down to the ocean floor. Lagoon Boy telling Ben, "Let's get started, old chum." Good chum, or pretty much old friend. And pretty much Ben telling him that we're not old friends, we just became friends. Basically, starting to fight. Pretty much them starting to fight the bad guys. So basically, with Ripjaws as backup, or Ben with backup, Nightwing doesn't think that's a good. Pretty much Ben is pretty powerful, plus the power of Neptune Boy or Lagoon Boy, and them going toe to toe with the bad guys. But him thinking it's not good enough. Basically, Nightwing having at least one more person down there for backup in case Ben runs out of time or Ben loses power from the Omnitrix. Nightwing knowing the pretty much weaknesses towards the Omnitrix. Now, basically, Ben sees that Lagoon Boy sees that I'm not gonna be here just to be the pushover, him powering up, and Ripjaw's telling him, or Ben telling him, to calm down. Him flying towards saying, let's take them down together. Pretty much Ben punching the ocean floor, saying, such a dummy. Him just flying after, or like swimming after Lagoon Boy, saving him, or more or less fighting alongside him. Nightwing urges Lagoon Boy to stop, pretty much telling Nightwing to grab Lagoon Boy and to get out there now. Ben telling Ben to grab Lagoon Boy and get out there. Ben telling him that I can't do that. Pretty much Ben saying that we're already been seen by a lot of enemy forces, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get away without them following us to the surface. Basically, Nightwing starts to get pretty angry by this. Pretty much, Ripjaws. I'm just gonna say Ripjaws with the alien transformations. I'm not gonna say Ben. Ripjaw starts throwing people down to the ground and biting into soldiers, making gruesome scars towards their bodies, not killing them, but putting them in the critical state. Pretty much putting some of them into comas, or putting some of them into brain damage, since he's, pounding them upside the head with claws and punches upside the head through their helmets. Now, pretty much, he tries to avoid the whole entire gas supplies of their body so they don't drown. Pretty much, Ben swimming around, Ripjaw swimming around, and throwing more and more, pretty much bad guys away. Lagoon Boy smiling, fighting alongside Ripjaws. Ripjaw's throwing more and more punches and more kicks with him on the ground of the floor, basically him using his leg form instead of his pretty much mermaid form. So basically he starts throwing around, kicking more, pretty much him kicking more, I think it was, kicking more bad guys down to the ground and clawing them in the chest. Now eventually the pretty much the bad guys see that they have their arming missiles now, and then arming the missiles now, sending more guys to take down Lagoon Boy and Ripjaws. More and more guys come in trying to take down Lagoon Boy and Ripjaws. Now, Lagoon Boy and Ripjaws like a lot more people are needed to take down both of them because they're pretty strong. Pretty much Ben getting cornered in Ripjaw's form, him transforming into something else, transforms into, I think this was Electro or uh I think it was Electro or like electrocution. I don't remember this alien's name. Basically, he starts throwing around, shooting lightning bolts and electricity towards the water, precisely towards the villains. But him getting off course, shocking Lagoon Boy just a little bit. Lagoon Boy tells him to calm it down, pretty much. Ben transforming this other water alien into water hazard, transforming into a water hazard. Him shooting bolts of water and using water to his advantage, making water constructs, pretty much making water swords. Now, basically, I'm tweaking the abilities of water hazard, giving water hazard the ability of like, water manipulation or water bending. Basically, been slashing into more bad guys. Now, more guys come, but they not for the, monsters down below they think they're, monsters. Basically, more guys come up from the top or the pretty much, surface area trying to take down the towers or the tower. Basically, they switch out their machines. Pretty much, the surface bad guys coming up, and basically, Artemis and Nightwing going down to take him out or try to stall them. And Lagoon Boy and Ben getting overrun by more bad guys, them getting slowed down a little bit. Pretty much Ben not trying to transform into any other aliens that can't breathe underwater, that can hit heavier, but can't breathe underwater. So it's gonna be a pretty big problem. Basically, Ben is looking around saying we can't hold him on forever. Pretty much Ben saying that sooner or later I'm gonna lose out of power because I just transformed 3 times in a row with underwater. Basically, Ben pretty much Lagoon Boy says how much time you have, a couple hours maybe, but they just keep on coming. Pretty much them fighting more and more. Ben getting a little bit tired, just a little bit. Lagoon Boy getting a little bit lethargic as well. Pretty much Megan and Superboy switching sides. Superboy flying the ship. Pretty much Megan taking the pretty much water area, going up and going down into the water to help the rest. Pretty much Ben telling them that they're being overrun and they can't hold them on forever, and they're going to lose. Basically, Mars or Martian Girl. I'm probably gonna say Martian Girl or Megan. I mean, no, was it Megan? Megan goes down there to pretty much help the boys. Pretty much, Superboy is flying the ship, and Megan tells Ben and Megan that she's on her way to help him out. Now let's switch back to the surface area, and the same thing happens with Nightwing and the rest of the people, and the rest of the pretty much guys fighting and pretty much trying to keep the intruders or bad guys away. Now Megan's camouflage suit, camouflaged or invisible ship Superboy's flying, he lasers down or shoots down the bad guys that are coming in clutch with pretty much Nightwing and Artemis. Basically, eventually, they actually get through most of the bad guys, winning a little bit. Pretty much Lagoon Boy going after the head person that's near the control panel ship on the ship. Pretty much, water hats are taking down the rest of the guys that are knocked out. Pretty much them being kind of free. Pretty much Ben trying to keep watch of the area, not trying to let anybody sneak up on them. But Ben looking behind himself, seeing some sort of electric and seeing noise of screaming of Lagoon Boy. He looks behind himself, seeing that Black Manta sneaked up behind him towards McGann and knocked him out with electricity, or a shock of some sorts. Pretty much Black Manta looking at Ben, and Ben looking at him. Ben making fire, was it a water hammer throwing it like Thor does with his Mjolnir straight towards Black Manta. Black Manta dodges it, pretty much swimming straight towards swimming straight towards Ben. They start fighting. Basically, Ben psychically telling McGann to pick up or to get McGann. What was it? Get what was it? Megan telling Megan the psychic link to get McGann out of here since he's been knocked out, and Black Manta's here. The rest of the team hearing this, pretty much Nightwing saying Black Manta's here. That means Aqualad's here. Pretty much, Black Manta tells the soldier to launch it as he kicks Ben down to the ground, and pretty much pins Ben on the ground. Ben makes a fire sword, but gets his hand stomped on by Black Manta. Black Manta lasering into Ben's chest with his pretty much helmet. Ben yelling out in pain, trying to blast water bolts at pretty much what was it? Trying to blast water bolts at Black Manta, but through the pain he can't focus. Pretty much the muscles are launched, and Ben sees them going up. Ben basically throwing a huge amount of water pressure onto himself, bursting or pushing Black Manta away. Black Manta flies off in the water, or pretty much swims around in the water. Seeing pretty much Ben getting pretty angry, making water whips. Sorry guys, pretty much making water whips and trying to hit Black Manta. Black Manta dodges most of them, but gets hit a few times. Him being kind of impressed by the amount of accuracy Ben actually has. Now the rest of the government is watching this all, or watching the satellites pick up all the battles, and pretty much tell them to launch the tower now. So they start the launch of the tower, but since Artemis and Nightwing are still in the danger zone, or the impact of fire that the engine is gonna leave off when it blasts off, they're still in the danger zone of the area, and they're going to have to get out there before they get burned alive like hot dogs on a barbecue. One of the missiles gets sent to try to take down the tower, but get blasted down by Superboy with his ship. Now, pretty much Dark Manta's men are trying to shoot the ship or anything in the air, trying to get a lucky shot. Pretty much, Artemis gets the same idea and throws a flash arrow, or pretty much a blinding light arrow, up into the sky, blinding the Black Manta's men, because Black Manta's men have the whole entire thing with their mask being focused onto enhanced vision underwater. Back to Lagoon Boy being captured by the two pretty much men, or the two bad guys, or the two henchmen in the water. Basically, Lagoon Boy getting snatched away as Water Hazard was fighting Dark Manta. Now basically, Lagoon Boy is snatched away when Black Manta says enough and throws a huge amount of laser vision at pretty much at Ben, knocking Ben out. Ben still being in Water Hazard form to keep him alive, the Iron Chick still working. Now pretty much Black Manta sends another one of his men that grab Ben and drag him back. Pretty much the men say it should be your honor to kill both of these creatures. Basically, pretty much what was it? Dark Manta saying no, it's fun. No, he'll be the perfect specimen for another capture. Black Manta tells the soldier to do the same thing that he did in canon, but also him taking off his helmet, showing that it's not actually Black Manta, it was Aqualad. So basically, Aqualad takes off the Black Manta helmet and pretty much says the same thing that he did in canon. Me not already knowing because I'm not going off of script right now. Black Manta swims up, or Aqualad swims back up with the missiles being launched, or the torpedoes being launched. Pretty much, Aqualad shows up at the surface, fighting, or about to fight Nightwing and McGann. No, about to fight Nightwing and what was it? And about to fight, what was it? Is about to fight, I don't remember her name. I think her name was, something. I think her name was something. I I can't remember her name. I'll probably remember her name in the next scene. Basically, Megan shows up, or Megan shows up, where the torpedoes are being launched, and where they're taking Ben and Lagoon Boy. They see Lagoon Boy and Ben getting launched up into a ship, and basically, Megan is about to go after them, telling them that they got Ben and Lagoon and going after them. But basically, Superboy is saying the missiles are priority. The tower is priority. Pretty much, us being switched back to the ship, taking blast or pretty much missile shots for the tower to try to keep it safe. Megan denies or pretty much shrugs off Superboy's, pretty much talk. Pretty much her flying towards or swimming towards the rest of the goons trying to get Megan and Ben. Mainly Megan. Now, as Megan's fighting one of the soldiers before Megan knocks him out, sends one of the last missiles down towards the tower. Basically, her using a little bit of her telekinetic abilities to push the missile back down towards the ship, or towards the pretty much missile launcher or missile ship that's pretty much sending the missiles. Her swimming out of the way, letting it blow up the ship. Now, but basically before the ship takes off with Megan and Ben actually wakes up and starts to basically make a ruckus and shoot multiple waves of water and stuff like that, grabbing Megan and trying to leave. But them shooting multiple blasts at Ben getting knocked out of the ship, but also them grabbing Megan, keeping Megan, and Megan still being captured, but Ben being able to escape. Ben is pretty much blasted out of the ship, him losing power and detransforming. Pretty much, Megan looks around, seeing Ben floating around the ocean, her swimming towards Ben, grabbing him and taking him out the water. Now we switch back to Nightwing. What was it? Nightwing, Megan, Nightwing, what was it? Nightwing, Aqualad, and Arsenal. I don't know her name. I actually do not know her name. So basically, they have the same type of altercation, fight, and pretty much. Now before, pretty much, what was it? I don't know. Green Arrow, or I don't know. The Green Arrow chick, she gets stabbed by Aqualad. Aqualad about to leaving, basically seeing that the ship has malfunctioned or blown up while it's going up into the sky. Pretty much him saying we're done here, him about to leave. Nightwing having frustration in his eyes. But letting Aqualad go, him trying to, resuscitate back Green Arrow. Female Green Arrow, or whatever, I don't know. Now as that's happening, everybody else shows up to try to help Nightwing. Pretty much Megan swimming out of the ocean, flying out there, grabbing Ben from a leg, upside down, pretty much flying him towards the rest of the group, and Superboy landing from the Martian ship, getting back down. Pretty much them looking around, seeing that, she's dying or she's been stabbed. Now Ben is still knocked cold out. Basically, Ben not being cold out, just being knocked out, slightly him going back into reality or slapping back to reality. As Nightwing stops and pretty much Superboy says, I don't hear her heartbeat, and then coming to the conclusion that Megan, or I don't know, whatever, Green Arrow, she's dead. So basically we get switched back to the Atlantic Ocean, and pretty much to the Atlantic Ocean to Aqualad. Now Aqualad has the same type of altercation, or and pretty much not just good talk with father, us getting switched back to Mount Justice. Everybody in the room is sitting around, pretty much being completely just in pause of what just happened, that Artemis is dead. Pretty much Ben on the couch next to Beast Boy, pretty much Beast Boy talking to Ben, saying what happened. Ben saying I was down in the ocean area with Megan. Megan was captured, and I don't know what happened to Megan. When I woke up, I just heard that she died, and I just couldn't process it. Pretty much, Beast Boy saying, did you even know Megan? Pretty much Ben saying, I knew she was a good partner, and I know she was a good teammate, and also she was a really good hero, I've heard on the news. So, I'm still sad about, what happened. Beast Boy gets off the couch, walking towards Megan, pretty much comforting her. Pretty much they start looking for Nightwing or Superboy, and pretty much Bumblebee and her husband or whatever, or her boyfriend. Pretty much Superboy tells them that, Nightwing went to tell Wally about Magon, about Artemis and everything. So basically, Bumblebee's boyfriend pretty much says that's gonna be good. So basically, Nightwing pretty much waits for Wally at pretty much a warehouse, but then us knowing or us finding out that Alcalad's actually playing double cross or like undercover spy with pretty much Black Manta, and also Artemis faking her death, and that's getting shown by a flashback how she faked her death. Pretty much Wally and all four of the original members of the Young Justice knowing about it. So basically, pretty much they had the same type of conversation. Basically, episode 7 being ended off. So that's where I'm going to leave off episode 7, and we're going to continue with episode 8. So episode 8 starts off with basically the original Wally West. The original Speedy and the new Speedy, the clone Speedy. Basically them having the same altercation, pretty much everything, all the same, all that other, stuff. So basically, we get switched back to Mount Justice. Pretty much, Bumblebee's boyfriend, I don't even know his name, because I don't feel like he's an important character, but yeah, whatever. So basically, Superboy and the rest of the team, or basically, everybody else talks about how, pretty much about how pretty much Artemis died, and everything about everything, and pretty much them talking about how, where Superboy also, about how the whole entire, Atlantis is all over this case, trying to find a Lagoon Boy and everybody else. But basically, it's getting switched back to, the original team of the new OG Young Justice with Impulse, Beast Boy, Blue Beetle, and Robin. Well, they're down in the area where the pretty much memorials of past heroes are at. Now, the Robin in the hologram of the memorial area, I don't know if that's Jason Todd Robin, or it's not Tom Drake Robin, or I feel like not Dick Grayson Robin, because they don't have the same outfit. So I feel like that's Jason Todd Robin. So yeah. But if that Jason Todd Robin died, where is Red Hood in this universe or in the Young Justice TV show? I don't know. But yeah. So basically, we're in the memorial area, looking around and looking at Artemis's hologram of her statue, whatever, in honoration of her successing and her being, original founder of the Young Justice. Pretty much it being interrupted when Impulse is eating chips in a very sacred area. They're just looking at him like he's stupid. Also, Ben being there. Not Ben being there. Ben actually interrupting that area. Ben saying, "What's up, guys?" Pretty much Beast Boy saying, "Yeah, hey, so what was that whole entire, what's up with the whole entire mission with, with the rest of the Justice League? The rest of the, big guys, the team." So basically, Ben said they just need my expertise because it was an alien type of mission, and also they needed a little bit of extra power on their side. So basically, Ben, dabbing up, a Blue Beetle, and basically them getting kind of, more, pretty much them becoming more friends, because they were already becoming more friends with the whole entire altercation, with pretty much Blue Beetle going on his whole entire little bit of a mission over after his friend with, Peter. With Ben. Ben wearing his original Benton Alien Force outfit. Basically, they talk about how these are pretty much Impulse as, why are these memorials not even in big statues or big funerals and stuff like that? So basically, Blue Beetle saying maybe it's just because they don't want to, Justice League don't want to advertise how, we're not immortal, and all other sorts of stuff. And also about like multiple people, Blue Beetle says multiple people up there think I'm just the old Blue Beetle in a new costume. Nothing new. So basically, him saying the world will never know about Tim Corden's sacrifice. Bull tries to cheer him up, saying that, well, you know about his sacrifice, and you're, carrying on the Blue Beetle great tradition, and everything else. So you should be really happy. Pretty much, Blue Beetle or Jaime is being kind of, biased from that, saying "I wish." So basically, Blue Beetle says, "I wish you guys have everything. You have 3 Flash mentors. Robin has Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, and another Robin, or everybody else in the Bat family, and pretty much Ben doesn't really have anybody actually, but he does have a couple other alien mentors. Pretty much Ben walking over towards Jaime saying, well, that's not really correct, but let's, well, yeah, you're kind of right. So basically, Impulse says, I got an idea. Let's go out and have some fun, guys. Pretty much them going off, Impulse and Blue Beetle and Ben. Now we get switched on to Gotham City. Basically, I do not remember her name, but I'm pretty sure she was the woman that had Arsenal's child. So basically, we get switched off of there because nothing really difference happens from there, from that situation. Basically, it's getting switched back to the original Speedy running off from the hospital, trying to get away from pretty much people or the hospital. So basically, we get switched all through like a whole entire segment because Ben isn't really interested or involved in any of those scenes from then, with pretty much Bumblebee's whole entire party and everything, and pretty much Arsenal finding his old gear and having that altercation with Lex Luthor, and us getting switched to pretty much Mr. Freeze. Captain Freeze. As Captain Freeze trying to steal a bank, or trying to rob a bank, he gets stopped by the A-Team, the girl team of the Young Justice. After Captain Freeze's whole entire thing, Lex Luthor has we get switched to an altercation with Lex Luthor, his robotic assistant, and also, pretty much, Arsenal, or Speedy. So basically, as the altercation is going on, Lex Luthor still gives that opportunity to Arsenal. Arsenal still takes it, and basically we get switched to LexCorp with basically we get switched back to outside of LexCorp with pretty much Green Arrow and Arsenal showing up behind them. Arsenal, or I don't know, Speedy. I don't know what it goes by. So basically, pretty much Speedy runs into Green Arrow and Arsenal, pretty much him showing him about his new arm, pretty much him telling him that Speedy died 9 years ago, and I'm no longer Speedy, I'm Arsenal, in a more sadistic tone. Now basically, he's Arsenal, the old, pretty much clone Speedy is still, I guess, Speedy, I guess. So, and that's when episode 8 ends off. So episode 8 didn't have a lot of Ben scenes, but it was good enough for part 3. Now part 4 will be a lot more action-packed, and I'll only be doing episodes that mainly focus on Ben the most, or I can fit Ben in the most. So guys, I'm going to be basically ended off here, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a blessed day. And before I go, guys, please, last time, please go down in the comments and tell me what if, or Young Justice what if, you want to see the most. Please, guys, I really want to get your, input on my what ifs in my videos. Because I need more input and, commentary on my videos from you guys in the comments. So, see you guys later. Bye. As always, guys, have a blessed day.